Is this happening to you? Then you're in the right place for video game training. Hello and welcome along, my name is Azzavhar or Azza. In this video we're going to take a look at how to easily defeat the Divine Realm Corrupted Monk, also known as the True Monk. Now we just want to make our way over to the Fountainhead Palace to swim in its glorious waters, but this monk is having none of it. So we're going to use our Shinobi Big Brain skills to take this guy out. If you want to be an absolute legend and support the channel, then make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Now let's get into the video. This is the first mini boss that you'll fight when you enter the Divine Realm, and this is the setup and equipment that we're going to be using for this fight. You'll need Shinobi Firecrackers, and you can choose to set the following quick items. You want Healing Gourd, Fistful of Ash, Yashiriku Sugar, Divine Confetti, and Ceremonial Tanto. You can choose to use Akko Sugar or Yashiriku Sugar, it doesn't matter too much which one you use. Akko Sugar is still good enough to boost your attack, but if you want to boost it even more and you don't mind the half HP, then go for Yashiriku Sugar. If you choose to use the Yashiriku Sugar over the Akko Sugar, you'll notice that you'll be doing a lot more damage, which will make this fight a little bit shorter. But using the Akko Sugar is still fine and it's a little bit safer. You don't 100% need the Ceremonial Tanto, but it's useful to use as a backup strat, as it'll give you a temporary +5 Spirit Emblems. Your +5 temporary Spirit Emblems will stack additionally to your normal Spirit Emblems. You can use the Ceremonial Tanto 3 times per battle, and when you rest it will regen its 3 uses. The only reason that you might use this Ceremonial Tanto in this fight is because we use a lot of Spirit Emblems using the Firecrackers, so you can get some additional uses of Firecrackers by using this Tanto. You can get the Ceremonial Tanto by defeating the Shishimen Warrior in the Abandoned Dungeon. Quite near to the entrance of the Abandoned Dungeon there's a little pathway that you follow and you'll find the Shishimen Warrior at the end of that pathway. The pathway is kind of like a little hole in the wall and you just follow that through. That's enough about the Ceremonial Tanto, so now on to the Corrupted Monk. Let's move on to the battle and the battle strategies. This boss has 3 death blows. At the start of this fight, use your Yashiriku Sugar or your Akko Sugar, and then use your Divine Confetti. Move a little bit forward on the bridge and wait for the monk to jump over the roof. Make sure that you're not too close to the monk because he can catch you with his weapon as he hits the ground. Run around to the back of the monk, and you might be able to get in 1 or 2 attacks before we use the first Firecrackers. So for phase 1, essentially you use Firecrackers and then attack 2 or 3 times between each use of the Firecrackers. If possible, I try to position myself towards his back as much as I possibly can do. This helps because sometimes he'll do a quick attack after he recovers from the Firecrackers. Usually if you're behind him, it kind of stops him from doing this quick attack that we don't want him to do. If you're directly behind him, you can usually get in 3 attacks before the next Firecrackers, but if you're a little bit off center of directly behind him, you might be able to get in 2 attacks before realigning yourself again directly behind him and then using the Firecrackers. If you've used the Divine Confetti in combination with the Akko Sugar or the Yashiriku Sugar, it should be enough damage to deliver the first death blow. If you've run out of Spirit Emblems, then switch over to the Fistful of Ash. The same strategy applies to the Fistful of Ash that applies to the Firecrackers, so you can throw the Ash and then get in 3 attacks before throwing another piece of Ash. Some people might call this cheesing the boss, but we're going to call it Shinobi Big Brain Plays. After you've got the first death blow, you want to look up towards this tree and then grapple up. You want to grapple up to this tree as fast as you humanly can do. Depending on how quick you were to get up onto the tree, you might find yourself having a second here to use the Ceremonial Tanto to give yourself a Spirit Emblem boost. When you're up on this tree, you want to be looking down towards the middle of the bridge. You'll see the monk in the middle of the bridge. Then you want to jump down to him and deliver him a death blow from up above. Using this strat will get you an instant second death blow. Now we're on to death blow number 3. At the start of this 3rd phase, he'll be on the floor. You can use this time to apply yourself another sugar. It might be an Akko Sugar or a Yashiriku Sugar. You may also have time to use the Ceremonial Tanto, which will give you some extra Spirit Emblems which you can use for extra Firecracker uses. Just keep in mind with the Tanto that you can only use the Tanto if your HP is above half, because when you use it, it will take away half of your HP in exchange for 5 temporary Spirit Emblems. Before the monk stands up at this bit, it does give you a decent amount of time to get yourself prepared, so make sure to use your sugars and also apply another Divine Confetti. You at least want to make sure that you've got a Divine Confetti applied, as well as a Yashiriku or an Akko Sugar before he stands up for this phase 3. Once you've got that, head round to the back of the monk, and then just rinse and repeat this tactic. Use the Fistful of Ash, getting 2 or 3 attacks. Again, you want to try and align yourself so you're directly behind the monk if you can do. Being behind him tends to stop him from using his quick attack, which you don't want him to use because it will hit you and push you away, which will break the chain of us using this strat. With a little bit of practice, you'll get this strategy every single time. A little bit of info in case you've run out of spirit emblems and you've run out of Ash, and you may need to fight him normally. A lot of his attacks are just quite standard attacks, such as parry when you need to parry, jump when you need to jump, Makiri counter when you need to Makiri. In phase 3, just watch out for his weird centipede vomit attack, which can cause terror, and it does build up your terror bar quite fast, so if you do get hit with that, it can cause pretty much instant death, so you want to be running or dodging out of the way of that thing. With the Fistful of Ash, you'll generally find a lot of those throughout your playthrough, so you'll probably find that you do already have quite a lot of Fistful of Ash. A lot of people don't really tend to use Ash too much, but if you do find that you've not got any, you can actually buy some from this NPC vendor that you find near the battlefield where you fight Gyobu. So just go up the stairs at the back and you'll find this vendor over here. You'll find that most vendors also sell divine confetti, so if you need to buy some divine, grab some from the vendors. With enough practice, time and patience, you'll have this fight mastered in no time. I have an important question for you. Do you enjoy video games? Yes? Well, so do I. It'd be really cool if you want to connect with me on any of the socials or platforms. Everything is Azzavhar. I've got loads of video game content on TikTok, loads of video game content here on YouTube. You can stay in touch with me on Twitter, and of course we do gaming live streams over on Twitch TV as well. If you want to stay in touch and chat with myself, you can join the Azzavhar Army Discord, and we've got more people in the Discord that are also massively passionate about video games. So yeah, hopefully we'll see you on one of those platforms or in the Discord. I've got loads more video game boss guides and video game guides on this channel, so feel free to go and check those out. These videos do take a lot of time and effort to create, so what would be really cool is if you do give this video a like. That's what will send this video out into the YouTube universe, ultimately allowing me to continue to content create and to content create more often. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, take care. Oh my good god. What? You can't poke me through a wall?